Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. This is day 244. So today was pretty good. It's a Saturday. I didn't really get too much going on today, but I did end up actually speaking with the owner of the HVAC company today. So he was tired of just being left out in the dark. So I guess the broker hasn't been telling him much, and he wanted to kind of just explain kind of where his head's at. So right now, the deal is a little iffy. So uh, the broker is pushing it hard because he's going to get the money, and the seller understands that that's his main goal. He understands that the broker is only in it for himself, not in the best interest of his client, in a sense, him. And we were on a call for about an hour. He was just explaining to me the business, trying to see where we were at, trying to understand how everything was going. And I was like, yeah, we are basically not like it's a 99.9% sure that we're going to be closing on this. Like, we don't have any major hiccups that we're aware of right now. And as far as we're aware, like the thing we're only waiting on is funding, and that's the one thing he's uh hesitant. He wants more money down, is kind of what I was getting off of that call and what he was kind of saying because we're coming in with about 2.1 down, but with that down, it's 600 of it is going straight to a loan for the bank, or like his mortgage of the property. That clears that entirely. And then there's 430,000 that goes to the broker because of his 10% commission check. And then there's another 100,000 in accounts receivable that stays inside the business. I don't know why he's saying that gets taken out of the sale though. He could just leave whatever's in there right now. So that's what's confusing me. I That's something that might come up on the call with Steven and I. Steven, him and I. And and then the tax bill is going to be another basically half a million. And then he's gonna be left with like basically just under 600,000 to 500,000, which I'm like, that's a decent chunk of money, especially like if you're making, I think he was paying himself 24,000 a month. So if you're doing 24,000 a month, that's $288,000 a year, minus any uh taxes that you have to pay, any just everything. So I don't know what else he was paying himself, but or having to pay. But that's 288,000. So that's basically 2 years worth of pay that he was getting, or he would be getting right away. And that his biggest concern is us making, getting the business and then making sure it stays going and doesn't fail because he doesn't want the business to fail, which we don't want it to fail either. That doesn't look good on us. On top of, we are wanting to scale this as big as possible. And we have the backing to do so. We plan on 5 to 10xing this. I have plans on actually the hiring because he's telling me kind of the shortfalls right now. So the hiring side is the game right now. So it's just labor. So he needs a shit ton more labor. He was saying like if he had 10 more technicians, we'd be like quadrupled in price or quadrupled in amount of revenue we could be bringing in. I'm like, well, awesome. That's easy to fix. He doesn't have a good sign-on bonus. He was saying like, because that was the one of the first questions I asked him, like, did you have any sign-on bonuses? Like, and he's like, yeah, we got like a $5,000 sign-on bonus. I'm like, well, that's nothing. And then the next question I asked, okay, what is the revenue a single HVAC technician brings in a single year? He's like 400,000. I'm like, okay, so you're giving them $5,000 and they are bringing in 400,000. Why not just give them more? Like if you can tie it to their performance for that first performance bonus. So it does, like the sign-on bonus is going to be a performance bonus. So you won't get it right away. Sure, you can get like a $5,000 right at the beginning or after like a month or two of being a part of the company, whatever you're gonna give to them, and then you hit said quota, then you will be able to hit this amount of or revenue that you can get as a bonus, and then you hit this another quota, then you get this another amount, and then it goes up to this certain amount. So it would probably be like around 40,000 because you typically want to do about 10%, and then if you're giving somebody 40 grand within the first year on top of whatever they're already making, that is a huge jump from 5,000 for a bonus for somebody. But that's just something base that I'm thinking of. I don't know yet. That might not even be a good tactic. It's just something that was a possibility. There's also other things that you might be able to do, kind of just more outreach because he didn't seem like he was doing too much. He said he was doing Indeed and just yeah, I think he said mainly Indeed, and there was another thing that he was saying. So, who knows? But outside of that, we'll come to that when we get to that. But there's plans, and then his marketing. He has a ton of room on the marketing side. He has a ton of room on the website. The website, it's not bad, but it can be updated. And then there's uh still room for new clientele because it's just it's all it's like three companies that are his main clientele, but they are huge. It That's the biggest thing on that. But either way, I and then he was saying this year is going to be one of his biggest years yet. So that is another thing because he I don't understand. I don't think he understands that he gets to keep most of the money that is left right now. He doesn't have to leave it in the company unless he's trying to. That's on him. But whatever he's making before that sale is his money, not ours, because he made it. And as soon as we get to the sale, then after that, that's when it starts becoming our money because we are the new owners of the company and have to actually run everything day to day and pay off bills and everything like that. He doesn't have to have all the liabilities of the business anymore. But yeah, it's just gonna be. He wants to make sure with his accountant that he's gonna be able to get enough money at the end of close. So I was like, we're most likely. I think we're close to our max on down payment. That is basically our max right now. However, we might be able to come up on monthly payments if that's something that is uh, going to be a deal breaker because we want this to work for you. We want it to work for us. We want it to work for you. Whatever a good deal, we want to be able to work together. We are a very creative buyer and we're willing to make sacrifices. And as long as you're willing to make some sacrifices in some ways, as that's just the game of business. If you're selling a business, you have to make sacrifices where all parties have to make sacrifices. So it just depends on where we're going to be making the sacrifices. But it's exciting, and I have a new my new strategy is working for calling. I just was looking at my contacts inside the CRM. I have about 200 contacts that I've reached out to personally. So there's that, and I'm gonna have to go back through all of them, continue reaching back out because that's all this is. It's a follow-up game. It's not a one and done. It's a hey, it's Marcus. How you guys doing? I'm just checking in, seeing if the LOI is something you guys might be taking something up now. You guys still been on for 4 months now. Just wanted to see if there's any changes. No, okay, no worries. I'll give you a call back here in about a month. Let me know if you have any other businesses coming up in mind. I can always send over kind of what we're looking at on that as well. Appreciate it. Bye for now. And then move on to the next person and keep on doing it. But yeah, it's a game that is not for the weak-minded, but it is worth it in the end, as long as you can put in the work and effort. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm just putting in all the effort, putting in all the work. I'll be going on a trip here to Mexico in about a couple weeks at the end of July. So you probably won't have any posts from me on that, but that's fine. My daily post will restart back after that. I believe it will probably be like day 266 or something like that it cuts off or something like that. I don't know. All right, somewhere around there. It'll be about 20 days from now, so give or take, because I'll be gone for about 5 days or 4 days, and then I'll be back here that fifth day. But yeah, I sent out one LOI regarding a auto repair shop. They're not interested in anything other than SBA buyers, but they also just got put on the market like yesterday or today. So it's very new. So when they're on the market sitting there for 3 months and not getting anything, they have my initial LOI that I sent out today, and then we'll see from there. But yeah, the agent didn't seem really too pleased to be on a call. Like he called me and he was just like, "Send over the NDA," and then I was like, "Okay, I can give you the NDA. If now's a good time to talk, I can talk." And he's like, "No, just go over the NDA." I'm like, "Okay," and I'll send over the information after. I'm like, "Sounds good." And then he just stopped talking, and I was like, "Oh, wait, whatever. I'll just send over the NDA. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you soon." But yeah, other than that, nothing too crazy. I'm excited on this one. The HVAC deal's up in the air until we get a confirmation from Dave, because he said he doesn't even know if he wants to still sell, just because of how the business is going to be doing this year. He might just stay on for another year or two. But that's that's the thing. Like, if he keeps on doing that, he's not going to be able to continue, and eventually he's just going to be burning himself out. But to each their own. He said he's been doing it for 25 years. He hasn't taken any vacations much. He and then he's like, my girlfriend of 15 years or something, or no, I think he said 25 or 15 years or something like that. It was like, she's ready for a vacation and she's been wanting a vacation. I'm like, you haven't taken her on a vacation? Oh, come on, Dave. So I bet she's been hounded on you. And yeah, just give it a little bit of shit, but it's all the game. And yeah, I'm excited. We should get something going if he doesn't close it out entirely. But he's not happy with his agent, but that's fine. That's we can't do anything about that. The agent is trying to just make a commission check, which is fair. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. I had a longer spiel, but hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Marcus out.